CultureSmash.tv.
Welcome to the Culture Smash 5, a fantastical list of the top 5 amazing things in some random pop culture vein that we here at CultureSmash.tv love to argue about.
And after much deliberating and Catherine doing a lot of this, we put our brains together and mined our pop culture consciousness and came up with this wonderful list of Halloween movies that are not horrific.
Yeah, because you know, I love Halloween with my whole heart. I know you're going to make it. I know you're going to say it. Just say it now.
I obviously
was waiting for it.
Therine.
But I'm actually a really big wuss when it comes to horror movies, so I'm really happy for this list of fantastical horror movies that aren't scary.
So let's get this thing started.
Yeah! First off is Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is one of my top favorites, and it started in 1993, and it's all about 3 witches who are brought back from the dead by 2 teenagers, 1 precocious little girl, and an immortal cat. And they want to suck the lives out of all the children of Salem before sunup. And the film stars Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy.
And just for reference, Sarah Jessica Parker's horse face works really well in a horror, like Halloween movie. So anyway, our next movie is the classic E.T. I know, 1982's E.T. It has a great scene where they take E.T. trick-or-treating,
yeah.
And he sees Yoda and he's all like, oh, home. But on top of it, Steven Spielberg is a little bit of a wuss, kind of like Catherine here, whenever they put out the special edition DVD a few years back because he took out the guns, you know, the references to terrorists, and of course, penis breath. Come on. And Catherine loves the penis breath. So. But
wait, no, I shouldn't have smiled at that. They're children.
Anyway, E.T.'s a great movie. It stars Dee Wallace, Henry Thomas, and of course Drew Barrymore as a cute little button-nosed, what was it, Gertie?
Yeah!
Gertie, yes.
Gertie! She was cute when she had her list then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next.
So we can't go any further on this list without mentioning Nightmare Before Christmas, made by Tim Burton. I know it wasn't directed by him.
Thank God.
But he did. I'm gonna hit you again.
Yeah, whatever.
But he did come up with the characters, the concept, and the story. Now, this movie is all about Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town. And he must convince all of his inhabitants to do Christmas instead of Halloween one year.
And much hilarity ensues.
And song and dance, and it's wonderful. I actually saw it yesterday, and I can quote this entire movie verbatim. The film stars the vocal talents of the great Catherine O'Hara and Danny Elfman as the singing voice of Jack Skellington, and he also did the music.
That's true.
Yeah, he did.
Wow, Danny Elfman did music for a Tim Burton film. Imagine that.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
actually, the really cool story here is that Tim Burton never gave Danny Elfman a script. What he did is he sat him down and he told him all about the characters and the story, and Danny Elfman was like, "Yep, got a song right here." Bam.
So anyways, next on our list, one of my favorite movies is 1994's The Crow. Unfortunately, this movie is best known for the tragic death of Brandon Lee that happened on set while they were filming. But The Crow is based on a James O'Barr comic book.
Yep.
It's about Eric Draven and his fiancée Shelley, who were brutally murdered just days before their wedding. And so 1 year later, Eric comes back from the dead with the help of a crow and exacts revenge on all of the people who murdered them. It's got elements of sci-fi. It's got some elements of fantasy. It even has some romance in it. It's got a little bit for everybody.
And Bai Ling.
And Bai Ling, because even before she went totally insane, I mean, she was a little insane still, but before she really went insane. But yeah, stars Brandon Lee and Ernie Hudson.
Nice. And to wrap up our list is Paranorman, the newest one on our list. Paranorman is a lot like Nightmare Before Christmas because it has the claymation stop-and-go animation, but it's also got elements of CGI in there, and it's in 3D, a really, really cool-looking film. Not to mention the fact that it's about a misunderstood child. A misunderstood
That's one way
child.
of putting it.
I can relate. And on Halloween, he must battle ghouls and demons and ghosts to save his town. And the film stars the vocal talents of Anna Kendrick and McLovin.
So we know that you guys out there have a completely different opinion on this than we do. So why don't you come on over to CultureSmash.tv, check out all of our articles that we have going on there, as well as join us in one of our live Google Hangouts. We also have podcasts as well as future upcoming lists.
Fantastical. So thank you guys so much for watching the Culture Smash 5, and we will catch you all later.
And I promise you, it doesn't always look like this.
CultureSmash.tv